Good morning and welcome to Artovation with TaDa on Star 106. It's another beautiful Saturday morning and we're coming at you from Nassau in the Bahamas. I'm joined by none other than Africa Allah, who is usually in Atlanta, Georgia, but she's here now and we just came off of a few weeks ago attending the iCreate music seminar, which we're going to just kind of give you guys a heads up on what happened. Good morning, Africa.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here at Artovation.
Welcome back to the Bahamas. At least recently, you've been more frequently coming home to, participate in a lot of different events. Give people
Yeah, yeah,
give people a
yeah.
little background on who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Africa Allah, as you said before. Uh, I I am a Bahamian native. I I started my I started my music endeavors here in the Bahamas in the mid '90s, and I've been back and forth between the Bahamas and the U.S. since 1996. Yeah, 1996. Coming back and forth, doing music and participating heavily in the hopefully growth and expansion of the Bahamian music culture industry, I should say. I was the co-host of Fast Saturdays with Reality. We started on 104, those power, and we moved to 100 jams. Um, During that time, we also hosted Fat Saturdays, and I ended up being the host by accident, actually. The the young lady that was supposed to host the show didn't show up, and because I knew all of the details and intricacies of what we wanted to achieve, I took on that position that first day and was supposed to only sit in for the host. They liked my energy, and I ended up hosting the series.
And a lot of Bahamian, particularly rap, hip hop, more contemporary artists, I guess, got a little time to shine through that radio show with reality. How important do you
Yeah.
think that opportunity was back then?
Man, let me tell you, when we was doing that, we had the 4:30 freak it. It started out at 4:30 freak it, and when we moved to later time, it was the 7:30 freak it, right? Um, what happened was when we were doing that, we were doing something that they weren't doing anywhere else in the world. There was no other radio station, there was no other radio show in the world doing that. I remember getting calls from New York saying, "Man, y'all need to syndicate this, bring this out here to New York, blah blah blah." You know, but it gave independent artists an opportunity to be heard in a controlled environment. So we were still being able to play independent artists, put them in a segment that was sponsored. So the radio station was getting their piece. But from the artist perspective, it allowed them to be creative, meet other people that were doing the same thing. It created sorts of camaraderie and also competition. Because at the end of the day, you don't want somebody else to be better than you.
Hmm.
You
So
know, so that was one of the great things about that particular segment, but it gave us an opportunity to see who was doing what on the island.
And was it like a battle, like a rap battle competition?
No, it wasn't a rap battle competition. I don't know how familiar you are with mixtapes, but mixtapes, before before the current mixtape series, mixtapes are where you would hear freestyles from your favorite artists, and freestyles meaning they actually off the top of their head came out with words and stuff to kind of sharpen their skills. So what we did was take a play off of the mixtapes and actually create a freestyle session. And every week we chose 1 to 2 beats that were popular at the time, and got approximately. I think we had a 15-minute segment, so we probably got about 4 to 5 people to rap on that track that week. And it was just to kind of show your skills. It wasn't really a battle, but of course, you know, music and hip hop in general is just competitive. So yeah, like again, I'm not gonna let somebody outshine me.
I think around 2007, 2008, Julian Believe told me that you were going to be in Atlanta and he knew I was heading there to do some recording and writing and stuff. So he I think he was the one that linked us. Um, and then shortly thereafter that, in 2010, I hosted the Music Momentum Mumo Summit in Nassau at the Hilton. And you, as well as Game Face Media, decided y'all were going to come up, participate in the event, videotape, do photography, and all that kind of stuff. And I think since that point, following that, we did the Viral Movements Conference, just helped, with the Lioness putting that on in Grand Bahama. And now in 2014, you were also doing a lot of the media in partnership with the iCreate Music Seminar. Do you think now that from 2010, there's been sort of a transition, and whereas we had you and reality involved in helping to become tastemakers and breaking new artists in 96 for a few years, now it's to the 2010s, and how has the industry changed between then and now?
The industry, the Bahamian industry, and I'm going to talk specifically about the Bahamian industry. The industry in general, as overall, from the perspective of the business, has changed tremendously. There is a drastic change in the music industry. But when we talk about the Bahamian music industry, it still needs a foundation. But from the other side of it, there are more people that are actively seeking to invest in their growth. They are not paying attention to the naysayers and are actively seeking to be a part of a cultural growth. Now, everybody is looking for a structured outlet, and I think that as we start to progress and people are more exposed, we're going to see people that understand that they have to be a part of that foundation. So
Mm-hmm.
we're starting to see more people that are interested in being agents, interested in being publishers, as opposed to just seeing the side of being the artist or
Right.
being the producer. And I think that that's important. When, back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, a lot of people were just only looking at being an artist or being a producer. They weren't looking at all of the different aspects of the music industry. You hear people now talking about entertainment law. I can't remember at any given time, prior to prior to 2011, hearing anybody saying that they were interested in entertainment law.
Yeah. And for the iCreate Music Conference, we had someone who was a former entertainment lawyer for people like Jay-Z and um, what's the other group he represented? Reggie Ossé.
I can't off of the top of my head remember, but just to know that, Reggie Osei, otherwise known as Combat Jack, participated in the conference, and he talked about um, his career in entertainment and his love and passion for hip hop, and just having the ability to come up with the likes of Jay-Z's and Dame Dash and Russell Simmons and people like that, and being able to represent them and also being able to help their growth. Um, you know, it he, and he spoke again about how things have changed, and he's transitioned from being a lawyer to being a personality because he feels that he can give more insight into the culture by participating in the conversations, because he's made the relationships with these people. Now he can get these icons that we look up to and we study to kind of share their experiences, both the struggles and the victories, via his show, the Comeback Jack Show.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of moderating that panel that he presented, and it was pretty informative, I think. And I also spotted a guy in the audience who looked like he had to be just in his teens, and then asked him how old he was. You got a chance to speak with him. Let's check out the audio files and listen to what you guys spoke about.
This is Africa Allah, and we are live at iCreate Music Seminar in Nassau, Bahamas, happening September 20th through 21st. And I'm here with Jason Wren. Jason Wren. So, Jason, you're 15.
15.
How did you find out about the iCreate Music Seminar, and why did you come out?
Originally, my chemistry teacher told me about it. Yeah, that was weird, but then I looked it up, and I was like, Mom, I gotta go to this thing, so... And then I was lucky she let me go. I was grateful for that, and I'm amazed. Like, yesterday was amazing, today was amazing. I made really good friends with a bunch of people here and all the producers and A&Rs. It was great.
Now, you're from the Bahamas, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, so what type of music... Well, you gave your backstory during the event, but I want you to explain to the viewing audience a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, I've been playing piano all my life. I've been playing classical competitively. I've gone to many competitions, and actually last summer I went to for an invitational competition, international competition in Washington. I got to play in the Kennedy Center. That was amazing. I didn't win. I had no intention of winning.
The fact that you went was just amazing.
Being able to go there was great. And I thought I've always had an incredible love for music, and especially electronic dance music. And I feel like since I already have a lot of knowledge about music theory, I'd be able to get into that pretty easily. And being able to do something I love that would just be amazing to me. Like, I always have visions of like me being one of those people who just get to make music for a living, and that would be everything to me. So
now, obviously your parents encourage you, and your teachers as well, because they told you about this.
Yeah.
But coming from a small island, do you think that that being able to get out to the general public is a problem?
One thing I don't really like to do is sell myself dreams. Like, I'm never gonna say myself, yes, I know I'm going to be the best. I'm always gonna be like, I'll try to get there, but I don't know for sure. I never like try to give myself false hopes and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel I'm really serious about this. So I'm gonna look at schools that offer a course in music engineering.
Okay.
And definitely.
So that's the first stop. You're gonna go and do music engineering and then try to work your way in, or are you looking at doing internships? Is there something specifically that you want to do in the music industry?
Not anything specific. The main like goal that I'm trying to get right now is just get a few songs on SoundCloud, just like little things, and then like if people like me, then that'll encourage me to do more.
Okay. Now, are you on any social platform?
Not as a producer, no.
Okay, but as a human being,
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on like Twitter? Give out your Twitter if you're on Twitter or IG or whatever.
I have Instagram at JBSE_, and then I'm on Facebook, Jason Wren. Email if you want to take it, JASON_REN123 @hotmail.com. Yeah.
All right, this is Jason Wren, and he is here at the iCreate Music Seminar in Nassau, Bahamas. Oh, Lord, I'm going back home. In Nassau, Bahamas, but I want you guys to pay attention to the wealth of talent that we have here. Reach out to Jason and find out what he's got. He may just be the next big thing.
Very cool. I couldn't believe that they had a 15-year-old at this event. What did you think about meeting Jason Africa?
I was very impressed with the fact that he was interested, and the fact that his chemistry teacher actually told him about the event was even more mind-blowing.
And we also had someone that recently moved to the Bahamas from the UK who heard about the event, I guess in the newspapers or on the radio. And there was another guy who was also from Atlanta who heard about the event online.
Yeah, so, it goes to show that, digital media and new media are definitely avenues that can get your information out. And if people are interested, they're going to participate.
Certainly, and we know that it takes a whole lot to put on a music conference or festival or any type of seminar. So we shout out to Greg Colley, Lakeith Taylor, and the whole crew at iCreate Music Seminar. I think they're planning to do it as an annual event, or at least next year. So hopefully they're starting to plan from now, and they can get 2 or 3 times the amount of people, even though they had a decent turnout.
Yes, definitely. They did have a decent turnout. And from my understanding, the panelists that participated are definitely interested in coming back, supporting, and also sharing it amongst their peers to get to rally up the troops and bring out the support.
We're going to talk a bit about my favorite presenter panelist at the iCreate Music Seminar when we come back, as well as listen to a few other interviews from our local performers. You're tuned into Artovation with TaDa. We're doing the iCreate Music Seminar wrap-up. Welcome back to Artovation with TaDa on Star 106. We're having a wrap-up of the iCreate Music Seminar that was held a few weeks ago on Paradise Island in the Bahamas. Africa Allah is hanging out with me. What's up, Af?
Hey, man. I love it.
Cool. And I think everybody that attended the event was really inspired and pumped and motivated to keep going and kind of take it to another level.
Oh, yes. I definitely have to say, I definitely have to say, big shout out to iCreate Music Seminars for putting this together. Greg Colley did an excellent job, and the ability to get the caliber of people that were out. And, I've been to a lot of conferences over the past years, produced and also did event support for them. But this was one of the conferences where I felt that the people that attended were they really were impressed and ready to work. If you look at the reactions and the things that they gave away, S1 gave away his drum kits to everybody. Every producer that was there, he gave away a drum kit to. Now, initially, it was supposed to be only the winner of the beat battle was supposed to get it, but they were so impressed with the work that was being done, and they saw the potential. Focus actually sat down and went through a session where he showed the DJs how to use different apps on their tablets and their phones to be able to produce while they're on the go. And he did a whole session. You can log on to iCreateMusicSeminar.com and check out that session where Focus is actually showing them that. And Focus is one of Dr. Dre's top producers. He's been with Dre for a while. He started off hired to be a part of the Detox project and quit and then returned, and is now currently working alongside Dr. Dre on his newest product. So that, the ability to sit down in a room with somebody like that, and they're just sitting there and they're just like eager to teach and just excited because of the energy that you're giving, shows a lot. So that was definitely a great experience.
And speaking about the caliber of these panelists and producers that presented, Focus, he's produced for people like 50 Cent, Beyonce, The Game, the list goes on. Of course, being with Aftermath and Dr. Dre. And then Symbolic One, affectionately known as S1, he's produced for Jay-Z, Kanye, Eminem, Beyonce, and all those as well. His, I guess, signature production would be Kanye West Power, which is a phenomenal production. One of my all-time favorite pump me up songs.
That was his out the gate record. That was the record that he came out the gate with. His first placement was Power, and that was, and the other part of that was it was a relationship that he had with the I Standards Producers group. And he had created a relationship with someone and he was doing underground records. They put him on and they said, well, next time, blah, blah. And they handed it off to Kanye. And next thing you know, Power was born and he was on the road to being a successful producer. So you never know where your introductions are going to come through. Like, a lot of people feel like they have to go to these things and they're going to get put on, but it's about networking and relationships, creating relationships. A lot of people, I'm a strong believer of ends and means and opportunities. And when I say means, of course, everybody knows you have to have money, right? But the other part of that is opportunity. You have to look at every situation and see where the possibility for opportunity to expand and grow. And you can't just walk into a situation saying, I want this. It has to be something where you're giving something of value to that person and they're able to assist you to get to the other level. And if you haven't really sat down and assessed what your value is or how you can be an asset to somebody, then maybe that's the first thing you need to do.
S1's wife and A&R Teresa was there. We had Asia Bryant, who's a amazing singer-songwriter. She's done work and written for people like J-Lo, Miley Cyrus. You had Inga Nandi Willis, who's a manager and songwriter for NSYNC, Donnell Jones, TLC, major industry executive, wearing a lot of different hats, does a booking, has a booking agency and things like that. So even though the majority of people in the room, I would probably say about 85% of the attendees were males. You had a few female artists, songwriters there, really exceptional ones like Audrey Janae and some new artists I hadn't heard about before. Gianna Marie as well was there. And I think it was important that Asia Bryant, Inga Nandi Willis, and even by extension Teresa, S1's wife, were very strong, focused music industry professionals that were able to represent for the females in the industry, because typically there are only about 10% music industry executives that are females. So I think it was a great example, not just for the young women who are up and coming musicians and songwriters, producers, and the like in the room, but also for our young men and our creative industry in the Bahamas to see that, women have a role too, and they could be just as bad and just as, productive and really have their game on point like the men.
Yes, definitely. I took a couple pictures of the women that were there, and one of the things that really impressed me was the way Teresa supports S1, but she also stands out as well. She not only stands beside him, but she enhances his product and his growth. And I think that that right there is the that is the definition of a power couple. But she definitely is about her business. And the women that were there, oh my God, Inga, you have to make sure that if you did not participate in the iCreate Music Seminar, you visit iCreateMusicSeminar.com and log on to watch the pay-per-view version of it, because those programs or sessions are now available for pay-per-view, and you can check out those sessions and get the information that was given out. In addition, we do have the wrap-up session where everyone kind of tells their experience, what their expectations were, and who stood out and what they see the potential for the Bahamas being.
And we have one exclusive clip, a little part of the wrap-up session that we're going to play a little later in the break. But let's go to the interview you did with Judah the Lion, one of my favorite recording artists, songwriters. He's also an actor. He can sing, rap, chat, whatever. Let's hear what he thought about the experience.
DIRadiocast.com, all in your ear hole. It's the one and only Africa Allah, and we are live at the iCreate Music Seminar in Nassau, Bahamas, at the wonderful Atlantis Resort. And today we're going to talk to a few panelists and find out, not panelists, the attendees first, and find out how they feel about the conference as well as the information that they're gathered. This is the completion of the days. We had 2 days, September 20th and 21st, 2014. Right now I'm sitting with Judah the Lion, actually Judah the Cub. Judah, tell us a little bit about who you are first and why you came out to iCreate Music Seminar.
Like you said, my name is Judah the Lion, not the Cub. And I've been doing music for about 4 years now, 4.5 years. And I've known Greg for about 2 years, and I just felt like it was a good opportunity to come and not only learn, but network with local artists and with the panelists and stuff like that, and just a chance for me to learn more, to expand what I do in my music career, and as well as expand what we're doing here in the local industry and stuff like that, and try to expand it into more international connections and stuff like that. And I just feel like so far it's been a wealth of information and a good opportunity, like I said, to network and connect with different people and start to build different relationships.
Did you have any preconceived notions before actually attending the event?
Yeah, well, last year I went to a record pool in Los Angeles, released outside of Los Angeles last year, and it was like a similar experience where like people just come together. It was more of a, like with a record pool, it's more of like a showcase for different artists. But this is my first seminar that I went to with them. Actually, they breaking things down that you mightn't understand about industry or like music business, and I expected pretty much what I received was just more information, just more information, things that you mightn't know, things that you may know, but they expand on it. You know, like just different ways to expand your knowledge about music business.
Okay. Now, lastly, in regards to the attendees, did you meet anyone new, and do you see any potential for collaboration in the future?
Definitely, I met some dope producers, like dudes, like their creative minds and the way they put these tracks together is like it's like unlike anything I've ever heard, like even internationally. And I definitely see me working with some new producers.
Now, I did say that was the last question, but I've seen you perform before. So you work with a live band. How did this experience help you in figuring out how to produce and construct sounds for your live performances?
Well, it just like the tips like that the panelists explained for us. I mean, yeah, all of us in the conference is just ways to make your sound more dynamic, like different, like drop the beat at certain parts or pick up the drums at a certain part and like make the melody, like just different ways to catch airs. And I'll definitely, whenever we get back together and do music production, like I'll definitely use some of the elements I've learned here today and yesterday to help me know what people are looking for in terms of like something different.
There you go, something different at the iCreate Music Seminar in Nassau, Bahamas.
So we just heard the interview you did, Africa, with Judah the Lion, one of our foremost up-and-coming entertainers, recording artists, actors, singers, songwriters. And, you know, we got an opportunity to actually have a listening session where artists and producers were able to play some of our material. What did you think about the feedback that the panelists and speakers gave about the music that they heard during the listening sessions?
I think that they gave very direct and creative criticism. They let them know what was wrong, and then they told them how to fix it. And I think that that is one of the things that is missing in the industry in general. A lot of people are so used to hearing, "Oh, this is whack," and they don't hear anything else, right? But they did it. They said, okay. They actually started out, I think they led with what was good. And then they said, well, this is what's not good with it. This is what you need to do to fix this.
Right.
But this is where I can see this being placed. And by taking the positives and leading with the positives and then ending with the positive, I think that people were more receptive to the message. Because, of course, you know, nothing is going to be polished, right?
Right.
I mean, there were products that were like, whoo, okay, this is good. But it still needed something in there. Like they listen to music. They listen to music all day long. And they can tell you where you can fix something. They can take a good product and turn it into a great product. And that was the beauty of having them there. So I think that their commentary was spot on, and a lot of the stuff, like, yeah, there's stuff that I've said before to a couple different people, but you know, when you're a Bahamian and you're saying these things, they're like, oh, what you know,
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah. And it's interesting though, even established songwriters and artists, they're still kind of sensitive about, you know, letting other people critique or hear their music. Because Asia Bryant, she played a few tunes of her own, and she was like, you know, I'm sensitive about my songs now. Nobody freak out or whatever. So it's kind of good. It builds more of a camaraderie to know that even though you might have arrived or whatever, you still have your babies that are your songs, and you're still a little sensitive about what people might think or how they might be receptive to them.
Of course, you would not be human if you're an artist and you don't get sensitive about your product, then maybe you just don't care and you shouldn't be an artist.
But if you can't take criticism, maybe you shouldn't be an artist. Because trust me, criticism could come. A lot of times people
Oh,
said that
yes.
artists were turned down at record labels and a lot of opportunities they weren't given access to because someone thought that they weren't good enough, but they kept at it, or the right person, the right timing, and they got to become great. So a lot of it is subjective. If one person doesn't like it, it doesn't mean that someone else might not. It's just about knowing who to go to for criticism and critique. You're tuned into Artovation. I'm having a chat with Africa Allah. We're excited to present to you a wrap up of the iCreate Music Seminar sessions that happened a couple weeks ago on Paradise Island. And we also look forward in future episodes of Artovation to interviewing some of the panelists as well as artists that were present at that event. Keep it locked. We'll be back in a flash.
DIRadiocast.com, all in your ear hole, is the one and only Africa Allah, and we are live at the iCreate Music Seminar in Nassau, Bahamas, and we got the winner of the beat battle, Soldier Shotty, and you went up against your partner. Tell us a little bit about that experience, because I know you were like pacing back and forth, and the judges, like, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the experience was it was tense because, believe it or not, we was in the studio till about 7 o'clock this morning, going through each other beats, actually helping each other mix and tweak beats.
Wow.
Saying what we would play even if we go against each other or what's not. So, it was tense because I know what he have and he know what I got. So it was just up to the judges after that. And like the judges said, I feel the only way I beat him is because I was consistent in every round, but we both, that last round was...
Yeah, that was a powerful last round. Now, are you ready for New York?
I don't want to say yeah, but I want to be confident enough to say I think I am.
All right. So what are some of the things that you're going to do to prepare for that New York battle? That's 100 producers from all around the world.
Well, for the New York battle, I'll get my music up, listen to some New York music, even though that's not necessarily what probably might win the battle, but, get a feel for it, get deep in New York, probably get some Biggie to sample. I don't know yet, but I'll get there and I'll pray. I'll pray about it.
You know what? Now, are you going to bring your own unique Bahamian sound to this battle, or are you going to try to emulate what's out there?
No, I don't. Well, I will bring my Bahamian sound because, like, at the seminar, I played a couple tracks with the indigenous Bahamian Junkanoo sound, but I'll try bring their feel and what we got to offer.
Congratulations, Soldier Shotty. That's what's up. This is Africa Allah, DIRadiocast.com, all in your ear hole. You already know what it is. We are live at the 2014 iCreate Music Seminar in Nassau, Bahamas, and it's been real.
So we just heard that interview with the winner of the iCreate Music Seminar Beat Battle, Showtime, Shotty. Shout outs to Shotty. He's been at it long time, since he was literally a little boy. I remember Shotty was making beats. He went to my school and I was like, wow.
Okay. I didn't know that. So I was very impressed with Shotty. I must say, they had the beat battle. They started out the beat battle was 8 people going against each other. Mm-hmm. And the level of talent was enormous. It was hard for the judges to even pick people, and it ended up being Shotty against Sniper, and they happened to be in the same crew,
the HD boys.
So that was exciting, right? And I've been to, I tell you how many of these, I can't even remember how many of these I've been to, right? But I've never been this excited for a battle.
Do you think you're biased because you know these people?
No. Because if it was terrible, I wouldn't even be excited. But I think that the level of excitement was looking at Jay Hatch's face. Like I know Jay Hatch from other events, right?
Right.
And other activities. So like these are my people from the States, and like they're sitting here, and so like it was this overwhelming feeling of pride Like, yeah, finally y'all see what's going on in the Bahamas. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, yeah, I guess so. I was probably a little biased because I was in the Bahamas and I was like, yeah, these my people now. You know what I mean?
And did you get a genuine sense that these executives that came from the States pretty much really felt as though we had some talent here, something really to build on?
Again, y'all got to watch the video footage on iCreateMusicSeminar.com because you're going to see their faces and body language and human expression do not lie. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter how much words say, a person's body language can tell you so much more. Like if you saw the look on Hatch's face and Symbolic and Focus's face when they were listening to these tracks, no, they were genuinely intrigued by what was going on.
No,
Because you wouldn't go on air on camera and say, I'm going to physically support this product.
right. Now there was this producer from Atlanta, Don Dizzle. I was really impressed by his stuff when we did the listening session the first day. He participated in the beat battle. I wasn't there. How did it go?
Yes, he participated in the beat battle, and I want to say Seymour kicked him out.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody went home that first day and sharpened up their skills and brought out their best tracks because they knew they had to battle Don.
Okay, I think that's my. I think that's what happened for real because they heard. I think Dawn might have won that first listening session, even though it was in a competition. But out of
Hmm.
all the beats, I was really most gripped by his beats. And I know that same day that they were gonna have the beat battle, I saw him and I was like, "Hey, when are we gonna link and do this and do that?" And he's like, "Oh, I gotta the beat battle coming up. I gotta spend all night working on my beats and things like that." He wasn't talking like that because he's American. But then I saw
Yeah.
Shadi too, and he told me he was up all night until must see 9 o'clock that morning working on his beats. So I knew that because they had a taste of each other's material at the listening session the first day, everybody was trying to up their game and tweak their stuff for the beat battle because they knew what kind of competition they were coming head to head with.
Yeah. I think that was a big thing with the whole beat battle stuff. Everybody really was like they were like we have to bring our A game. And I think that it was a great opportunity because you had a foreigner there. And I think that really made everybody feel like okay, we definitely have to be on point.
Yeah. I think that's it. Next time you have to register, spend your $250 to attend this weekend of seminar events. Other than that, you get a chance to pay-per-view on iCreateMusicSeminar.com from the footage that you did Africa. So I guess that's a little consolation. But any closing words before we listen to the wrap-up session?
I just want to say that it's imperative that we as Bahamians, be it in the entertainment industry, entrepreneurs, or just in business in general, that we support each other no matter what it is that we're doing. If we want our industries to grow, if we want to have international success, we have to first support each other at home. And in addition to that, we have to educate ourselves and continue to educate ourselves. So, to those artists that are working artists in the Bahamas, even though you're working, you're not in Hollywood yet. You don't have a Grammy, and even if you do, there's no harm in creating new relationships that can propel your career further. So I beg of you guys to kind of support each other. I've been supporting the Bahamas for all my life, Bahamian artists, Bahamian business, etc. I come down as much as possible to act as event support for a lot of people in a lot of different facets, not only in music. And it's because am I truly am proud of what we have here, and I want to invest in my culture and my island.
There you go. I think that's the perfect last word. We're going to end with the wrap up audio footage. Thanks for tuning into Artovation. Tune in again, same time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, Star 106.5 FM in Nassau. If you're tuning in from around the world on star106fm.com, thank you. Take it easy, y'all.
Greg, first, I want to thank you for an awesome event. You know, and we all know is that we have the crowd in the background. This is a live set. I want you to tell us a little bit about the climate of the music industry here in the Bahamas and why you felt the need to actually produce something like this.
Well, it was just recognizing a huge void that needed to be filled. I'm a music producer, and there's actually no music industry here, but we do have a large pool of talent. So I decided to start traveling to events across the U.S. from 2007 to 2009. I attended about 9 conferences and seminars, and it just really opened my eyes, and it just seemed like the perfect platform to give the artists, producers, songwriters here in the Bahamas that opportunity to not only learn about the music business, but have an opportunity to showcase their music for people within the industry, and also the network to make new contacts and build new relationships, which is vital in this industry.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Now we have all of these people that have done so much in the music industry. Whether they're recent or they're well-seasoned, right? I wanted to get an kind of overview of what you guys first initially expected coming here. Usually when you say, oh, we're going to the Bahamas, you're like, oh, great, beach and sun. But what did you expect from the talent pool here? And I'll start with S1, seeing that he has a microphone.
Okay. Prior to coming out to Bahamas, I really didn't know what to expect. I wasn't familiar with any, type of any of the artists or any of the musicscapes that's out here. And then I've never been here, so I wasn't, I was excited about coming, of course, because everybody talks about how beautiful Bahamas is. But at the same time, I'm always looking to see exactly wherever I go, what type of talent is in the area that I'm in. So it was very shocking. The first day that we were here, I was telling my wife Teresa that I was very surprised by what I heard. And then the next day I came, other people that were here that were showcasing some work. I was very surprised with what. So it was definitely surprising to me to see, but it was good and refreshing to know that there's talent pretty much anywhere you go. You just have to look for it and search for it. So man, I've enjoyed everything from just it being so beautiful to also being able to just be a part of something, an event like this so special where you can not only learn, because I've learned from others here, but also be able to inform and educate based on our experiences.
Okay. Now, focus on same question. Give us an overview of what your expectations were when you were told you were coming to the Bahamas to do music.
Well, first off, I deem everything in my career a blessing. For them to even look out and ask me to show up was a huge blessing. And they don't understand how much, as a producer and a music maker, to come out to things like this, it's a double inspiration. They get inspired by us and we get inspired by them. Everybody's attitude here has been so positive. So I came here as a blank slate, no expectations. So I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than constantly, what's the word I'm looking for? Disappointed, thank you. I'm a retard right now. So it's easy to walk into a place where everybody is trying to put on their A game and to feed off of their energy and then give back to them positively. So this was amazing, and this was everything I hoped it would be. But as for expectations, I didn't come here with any.
Same question.
As far as expectations for me, like S1 and Vocals Book said, I didn't really have one. I didn't let myself get an expectation because I already know, being from Charleston, South Carolina, there are small places that have an abundance of talent, but just have no outlets. So coming here, I I was a little anxious to really get and meet the people and go to maybe a local club and see what it's like there, see what they listen to, see what they vibe with, because at the end of the day, when we're creating for the artists, it's everyone else and what they like. So I wanted to see what they like here, what makes them different, what makes their sound different. And I think that there was a lot of very, very dope artists, producers, and songwriters here that, like we kept saying all along, that they have to come together and then really just force feed it to the rest of the world. And I feel like it's very capable.
Yeah, likewise. I never really had much expectation. I mean, I've never been to the Bahamas. We all use a vacation sometimes, as well as how hard we work. But it was also great to be surrounded by some peers. You know, a lot of us know each other from various meetings and whatever throughout the whole industry. So it's great to be around some peers and also collectively enjoy something like this. You know, I've known Greg since 2008. We recently reconnected. He came out to one of our events, Beats on the Beach in Miami, which S1 actually won his very first showcase with us. So it's very interesting how this all kind of comes full circles. You know, when you're so committed and you're so just genuine about your passion about what you do. It's obvious to tell when Greg speaks about this event. It's, you know, being a producer. You know, it's something that we all aspire to be. Is more passionate about everything that we do. You know what I mean? So appreciate that for coming out. And you know, I hit the water slides. You know, I hit the casino a little bit. You know what I mean? My girls here at the time. So appreciate it overall. But I was very impressed by the talent. I was more impressed by the humbleness by a lot of these artists, writers, and producers. And they all seemed very supportive of each other. There was, like, you go to a lot of seminars and festivals and conferences, there's usually somewhere along the lines, there'll be some sort of animosity. Somebody's just not gonna feel like, you know, they got what they paid for per se. But I think when you come to an event like this and you really get a chance to, you know, build with people one-on-one and in small groups, it shows people's true colors. So it was very, very excited to be here.
Same question.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've been to a lot of conferences throughout the years, and like everybody else said, I don't want to sound cliche, but I really didn't know what to expect when I was invited to come down to the iCreate Music Seminar. So when I got down here, the first thing I was really blown away by was just how small the conference was. Like, I was really blown away when I really found out, you know, that this whole thing was powered solely by, you know, Greg and his wonderful lady Kiki. Like, I was just so blown away because I've been to bigger conferences and conferences that have been around for a while. So I feel really honored that, you know, even though this is not the first one, this is the second one, but I feel really honored being in the ground floor of something so major. I mean, always have been part of like bigger things, but to be part of something so small and knowing like in 10 years down the line, this thing is gonna be so powerful. So that's really humbling. And then like everybody else said, man, I didn't know what to expect with the talent pool coming from New York City, being a seasoned veteran in the music industry. You know, you get kind of jaded, but then coming down here and just literally being blown away by the beats, like the producers were creating and just the sounds. And then, of course, you know, even I knew about my fellow panelists, man, just really refocusing on how talented everybody is, how much a lot of people, everybody on this panel has contributed to this industry. So I just feel honored, you know, for anything else, I just feel really honored to be part of this, man. Thank you.